What's going on out there, folks? I just figured I'd come on and kind of do a little update on a few things. It's been a while since I've been on. Um, let this build up a little bit and see what happens here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that we are, in fact, live. Looks like we are live. Look at that. I can see myself. Cool. So I just wanted to come on and just kind of discuss a few things that's happened the last few weeks. As everyone knows, I had LASIK eye surgery. It was on the 11th of June, and my eyes are still not right. I actually the second week after, they gave me contacts to wear so I can kind of read. If I'm looking at my phone or anything like that, I got to use a reader. But it is what it is. It's. I have to wait for 3 months before they can repair them, which will basically fall on September 11th, right around that time. And with my luck, I'm probably not gonna do it right then because that's kind of a bad date, obviously. So I'll have to look into seeing exactly when I'm gonna do that. What's going on, Glenn? How you doing, buddy? All right, no problem. So I just wanted to come on and discuss some things. So, Miss Maxwell, what's his name's, Jeffrey Epstein's female friend, has been arrested, and we're taking bets now to see how long she's going to last before she suicides herself, or disappears, or whatever you want to say. She's got some information that we all know is going to be bad news for anybody that dealt with Jeffrey Epstein. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of hits put out on her, plenty of money being spread around to see who's going to take her out, whatever. This is literally like an assassin's wet dream about to happen. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of come on and discuss that a little bit. Today up here in Alaska, we noticed we were in a Fred Meyer store, which is a grocery store / supermarket similar to Walmart distribution or Walmart Supercenter. And just as we were checking out, they put on a notice on the little, I've got $20 on a week. They put a notice on the little plastic shield that's in front of everybody as they check out. And the notice was basically talking about a coin shortage. And what the note said was that the Federal Reserve had a coin shortage. So they were trying to get people to round up their change so that everybody was, if they're using cash, and they're not giving back change. So, if you got something that's $17.49, they're wanting you to round it up to $18. And I don't know about you, but they're trying to turn us into a cashless society, which means we're going to have to carry a card around with us everywhere. I know a lot of people, at least in the prepper community, don't use credit cards or debit cards. They'd rather use cash. Get ready, because they're going to start doing stuff that's going to make you start having to use one. So, you can use a refillable card. That's a possibility. I know a lot of people in the prepper community don't trust banks. There's a good reason for that. But nowadays, it's almost to the point where you don't have much of a choice, and they're trying to make it that way. So that happened. I do want to give a shout out to a wonderful place tonight that we went yesterday. We got invited by a friend to go to a place called the Bear Paw. And a little history on the place is that it was being built and was scheduled to open on the 16th of March. And literally the day that they opened, they got shut down because of the COVID stuff. So they struggled through that. They had to wait. Obviously, it's been like 3 months, March, April, May, June, and they were finally allowed to open, and they've been doing pretty good. And the manager is a super, super cool dude. His name's James Mooney, The guy is a super, super nice guy. He had gotten interviewed by a local news agency up here, and basically he was trying to push his establishment. He's the manager. He's not the owner, but he's the manager. And it's basically a bar and grill. And in the interview, he basically stated that he wanted to give everybody a choice, on what they felt was right for themselves on the mask stuff. And he said he's not going to, and this is a legit thing. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. He basically in the interview defended himself and everything else. And of course, this is on Facebook, so the cancel culture vultures came out and started slamming him and everything else. And basically all he was doing was he was giving the people that came in there a choice. That's it. And that's all most of us ever want is a choice. And not everybody can wear a mask. And if you feel like you have to, go ahead and do it. If you don't feel like you can do it safely, then don't do it. It's pretty obvious that it sucks for people that are in his position, because he's got to try and keep the business running. He's got to try and do the right thing. But he basically was slammed by the vultures. They started looking up the business license. They got a hold of, or they started emailing the actual owner. And I mean, we sat and talked to him for about 30 minutes. We found out about this, and then we went out there to eat lunch to support him. And come to find out, he's a good patriot. He's a good man. He's a good American. Just a good guy all around. We sat there and BS with him for probably 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And there were some points where he literally had kind of tears welling up because he's worried about his job now. And I got to give a shout out to him and his staff, because they were a great place to eat. The service was very professional and very kind. The people that were in there did a really good job. Now, while we were there, we seen different groups of people come in. We were actually like the first ones there, because they opened right at 11, and we were sitting in the parking lot when they opened. So we're sitting there, and different groups of people come in. Some of them wearing masks, some of them not. We didn't wear a mask, but we also went out and sat on the outside patio. And while we were sitting there, a group of doctors come in, and then some more people came in to sit with them. They came in wearing masks, and then whenever they got there and they were sitting there getting ready to order, they all took them off, and they never put them back on. We left before they did, I believe. But they never put theirs on. And there had to have been 6 or 7 of them sitting together. So, if these are doctors and they're not so much worried about passing it to each other, sitting in a setting like that, then, these are the people that are in the know. So, if they're not too worried about it, then, I don't know what's going on. But basically, so what Berkowitz, our mayor, has done is he put this mandate on that everyone's supposed to wear a mask and everything else. But in the setup for that, in the writings and stuff, and his mandates and everything else, in the mandate, it basically says that if you can't physically do it, if you've got some kind of health problems, they give you all kinds of outs to where you don't have to wear one. But at the same time, now the state's not doing this, it's just our stupid mayor. And at the same time, since he did that, and some people are, not forcing people to wear masks. I've seen people in stores not wearing them. No one's really saying anything. Alaska's a little different. You don't really get bothered by other people. There are a few that will act like an idiot, and then you got to put them down or just walk away from it. But it's not like San Francisco or LA or San Diego or, some of these other larger cities. They kind of just leave you alone. But it's something where, it needs to be your choice. They shouldn't be able to mandate that you wear something that you're uncomfortable with, something that may put your life in risk, and so forth and so on. Anyway, after we got done, we told James we were going to email his owner and in support of him. And I emailed him, and I got a response back. Super, super cool guy. Thanked us for it. And, welcomed us back if we want to come back, which we will. Just really, really pleasant dude. And anyway, the whole interview thing that he went on with this news company, and they knew it. They knew exactly what was going to happen. They're basically trying to get him fired. They're trying to get the business closed down. They're trying to do all kinds of different things because he didn't really go against it. He just basically said, you can wear one if you want to, but I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to push the mask stuff on everyone else. If they don't want to wear one, that's fine. I'm not going to question it, and I'm not going to ask them why they're not. That's essentially all it was. Now, with that said, his staff was all wearing masks. His wait staff were all wearing masks. The people that were in the building working there, the bartender, our waitress, everybody there was wearing one that worked there, including James. James was wearing one too. But he understands that if you have a health problem where you can't wear one, that's also okay. You can come in there and he's not going to discriminate. That's essentially what he was saying. So bravo, James, for standing up and doing exactly what you should do. I'm very impressed with the way he handled everything. And, we're putting out the word in Anchorage on the Facebook pages and all these other places just so that he gets to keep, hopefully get to keep his job and get to keep doing what he likes to do. So, anyway, I just wanted to kind of put a word out. The name of the place, if you're here in Anchorage, is called the Bear Paw. It is on Tudor Road and C Street. It used to be the old TGA Fridays, I think is what it was, or Chili. It might have been Chili's, TGA Fridays or Chili's, one of the two. It used to be there. They renovated it and then opened up this place called the Bear Paw. Excellent food and really good service. We had no issues. They checked on us frequently. And then, like I said, James came down and sat next to us and BS with us for a little while. So very happy with our visit there, and we will be going back. Anyway, there's that. And then, what else has happened, man? There's been a whole bunch of stuff that's happened here in the last couple. So I think on the coin thing, the coin shortage thing, I think what's going on there is I think that the mint that mint the coins and everything else, I think that they're closed due to COVID. I know that the Denver Mint is probably closed. I know that there's 4 mints, and I think in the country, I'm sure that they're probably all closed. So that's probably what's causing the shortage. There's a lot of speculation that they could be forcing us into a cashless society. There's all kinds of, there's all kinds of different things that can happen with this. So we'll just have to see. Now, I know that with the COVID thing, I'm going to cover this a little bit. I hate keep going into this, but there's been a lot of nurses and stuff in ERs and hospitals and stuff that have been sending in blank tests, and they've been coming back positive. I've seen different posts on it, and it's kind of all over the place. And I also have been seeing one of the things that was asked here in Alaska is each case that they're talking about an individual case, or how they're recording it all, and it doesn't sound like they're recording it like you would think that they are. It's like they kind of generalize everything. So everyone understands that whenever someone comes down with COVID, the hospitals get paid more money to take care of them, and so there's a motivation right there. The hospital is going to make more money just because they have an extra COVID patient, supposedly in Anchorage. Now, there hasn't been any large events here, except for 2 weeks ago. There was a big weekend for Black Lives Matter. They protested. It was peaceful. Nothing major happened. It happened in the Valley, and it happened in Anchorage. Anchorage, they did 2 days, and this has been 2 weeks ago. So it's definitely at the end of the incubation period for COVID-19. Supposedly today they announced we had 50 new cases. And now here's the thing that sucks with Berkowitz. He's putting out a list of different, not the names of the businesses, but the types of businesses where some of these COVID cases are popping up. And again, he's not putting out the names, but he's putting out the types of businesses, whether it's bars, strip clubs, restaurants, grocery stores, whatever. And he's basically saying look, we're going to shut down the bar industry again because there's too many unresponsible people and you guys are spreading the disease. So that's the bar people. Now, what do you think is going to happen in Alaska if people can't go to the bar and drink and socialize with their friends? It's going to create a lot of animosity and everything else in the city. It's exactly what these politicians want, is they want us against each other just for stupid crap like this. So there's that. They're also talking like restaurants are going to have to go back down to 20% instead of 100%. Now, who on the planet doesn't understand that whenever they reopen things, if the disease is still around, which is not going anywhere, who understands that whenever they reopen everything, they're going to have more cases because now guess what? They're doing more tests. It's kind of a pretty smart way of thinking. Unfortunately, the politicians don't think like that. So now also we're in 70, 80 degree weather. Everyone's outside now. They're enjoying their summertime, and as well as they should. It's a great summer so far. We was outside today, went to Fred Meyer. We went to grab some lunch, and it was friggin' 75 degrees. It was great. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm going to spend as much time in the sun as I can get there. So, and I'm not too worried about catching the Rona. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to come on and just cover a few of those little things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Now, I think we have a election or a vote coming up here in the state here in August. So make sure that if you're in Alaska, you get out and you vote. I have a friend I want to give a shout out to out in the valley that's running for an office, District 9. LD, if you're out in the valley and you need to vote for someone and you're in his district, please vote for LD Howard. He's the kind of people we need to get in office. He's the kind of people that will make sure that we get back to constitutional values and do things the right way. So make sure you get out there and you vote for LD if you're in his district. There's a lot of people that we need to get out of the stuff here in Anchorage, and I'm kind of considering maybe next year running for something, whether it's assembly or whatever. But I'm trying to get a little bit more info on what all that entails, what I would need to do that with. Now that I'm a homeowner here, I feel kind of the need that I need to get more involved in both my neighborhood, my district, and things like that. So I got to find out what I got to do paperwork wise, what I got to have as far as proof of whatever, and get a little bit more known with some of the folks here in town, and we'll go from there. But I'm kind of looking into that a little bit. I'm not going to say I'm going to run, but maybe even the school board. I think it'd be nice to have a constitution or conservative guy on the school board here. It's important that happens. So. And I'm going to kind of push some of my friends here in the area to start running, because we need good constitutional-minded people in office, because if we don't, we're just going to continue to keep getting steamrolled. Also, we need to start thinking a different way, bringing people together. And everyone on here that knows me knows that I have pushed for unity across the board on our side of the fence. And that's not just patriot groups, it's motorcycle groups, it's Trump truckers, it's and it doesn't have to be a huge fan of Trump. I mean, the thing is you don't have to be a big fan of Trump as long as you are an enemy of the Democrats. Period. We have to go against what the liberal left is doing. I mean, can you imagine a Joe Biden presidency? I can't fathom that. I can't. I mean, it would be like putting Forrest Gump in the White House. Or what the hell is that guy's name? I was trying to think of what his name is. The guy from Sling Blade. I'd like to get me some of them French fried potatoes there. Mm-hmm. That dude. It's something that I just can't fathom, that we're going to have someone in there that's got an IQ of like a jellyfish. So anyway, we need to come together, and here's the thing, and I've seen this a couple times this week. We as conservatives, we have strong values, we have strong opinions of certain things. We have to stop using our opinions and our heart and start using our head. And with what I'm saying on that is, if you've got a problem with someone, guess what? There's a block button. Block them. They don't have to see your stuff. And, you know, if you get blocked, leave it alone. Don't have to go out and see what they're posting about. Who cares? You know, I've had issues where I've had people complain to me or whatever in different groups, and this person did that and this person did that. Well, take it up in private chat. Don't worry about blasting each other on Facebook, because it just looks stupid. You look like a fourth grader, or you look like a kindergartner whenever you get into that kind of thing. It just becomes a he said, she said kind of thing. And you look like a damn elementary school kid. You know what? We're all big boys. We're all big girls. We put our shoes on. We go to work. We do our thing. You don't have to get in an argument with somebody on Facebook. And, you know, if you can't stand the person, block them. It's pretty simple. You know, if you block them, even if you're in the same group together, they can't see your posts. Who cares? And if you get blocked, big deal. You know, where does a badge of honor? They didn't agree with you, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to kind of come on and say that. And, you know, keep your eyes open. We got a few more months till November, and things are going to get crazy. Keep your eyes open for July the 4th, though. July the 4th is a big date. There's been a lot of different types of threats across the country. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, that kind of stuff is rolling around, and we all know it's coming. So just keep your eyes open for that. And hopefully, you know, everything turns out peaceful. Hopefully you guys enjoy your 4th of July. And personally, I'm going to burn a mask just to say that I can, and film it. So look for that video. Hopefully everybody out there can do the same thing. It's time that we stand up, at least in that respect. If you don't like your mask, you don't want to wear them, and you have one laying around, burn it and film it and put it on Facebook. You'll probably get blocked, just like I'm probably going to get blocked, but oh well. One more thing, a lot of people are jumping over on Parler. It's a good site. There's no restrictions between Parler and MeWe, and I'm not a big fan of MeWe, but if you're in Patriot groups, I know that Facebook is cutting out groups. It's already happened a few times. So if you're in a Patriot group or anything militia related or 3% related, we're kind of expecting them to start cutting groups out. So you might want to jump over and create an account on MeWe, or definitely Parler. You know, MeWe and Parler might be the Facebook and Twitter of the future. So just something you ought to probably do. Anyway, I'm going to get off, folks. Again, my eyes are not perfectly fine, so I can't really read anything until I put my readers on, which I look like an old fart, and I'm not going to put them on while I'm doing a video. So I will catch you later. I'll catch you at another time. Reach out to me anytime you want to. I'm usually pretty responsive. With that said, I love y'all. Stay safe, stay peaceful, and enjoy your 4th. Love y'all.